Another video with the breeze. Best of yourself, don't stress up yourself. Thankful life and the mighty life giver. Give thanks for another opportunity to come and reason with the world universally. Four corner earth, sky, and sea. Give thanks for Marcus Garvey, one of our greatest prophets, black prophet warrior in this time. We give thanks for the man, powers and love, Yes, Royal family, today we're going to be reasoning on are the aliens or angels? What's going on in the heavens? What's going on earth? Priest, did you see them? It's all over the news. It's all over the media. But let's get into it. On the Black Again channel, we use common sense. And, the Bible, it's our rally and refuge point for all humanity. It's the words of our Emperor, King Selassie I Rastafari. So when we address matters and topics like this, we want to make sure that we are in concordance with the scriptures. Yes, Royal Family, I know once will love I and I to go live more often, but pending the situation, the circumstance, I only can come on live as much as possible. So let's get into the studies. Black Again. Remember, only common sense we're going to use here today. So we're going to search the scriptures. There are aliens, UFOs flying over the sky in California, in China, South America. What are these beings, these spacecraft, that everybody talking about? Well, first thing I want to do is acknowledge for I and I self, it was for many years a big mystery, when you hear about aliens. And I remember growing up watching the movie that named E.T. It was a movie about this little alien boy who, left his space planet and landed on Earth. And, he became adopted into a human family. So it was stories like that, I and I grew up with, hearing of aliens and space creatures. Now, the first scripture we're going to go into is the book of Colossians. The book of Colossians 1 and 16. It reads, Jah Rastafari. For by him were all things created. Let's go to verse 14. It says, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins. It's talking of the Black Christ. Give thanks for coming in, Royal Family. Subject today, are there aliens? Are there angels? What's going on, in the heavens? We're reading from the book of Colossians, the first chapter, verses 14, we can start from, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether there be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and from him. Most I, Selassie I, Jah Rastafari. So the first thing we can notice according to the scriptures, these UFO, these aircraft that flying around, these aliens, what these people claiming to say they see, even the United States government, speaking of classified documents being revealed to the public today about these UFO, unidentified, objects, vehicles, whatever. But when we look in Colossians 1 and verse 14 and reading, it shows you that regardless of what they say it is, according to Colossians, all things was created by God. All principalities, all dominions, all thrones, all the heavens, everything within the heavens is created by God. Because even for I and I, as a human being, I'm a human being just like everybody else. These things is concerning. You know what I mean? People talking about beings that are not human from different, places in our universe. That's concerning. I have children. I have family members, that I'm also concerned about, how we're going to interact with these extraterrestrial beings, they call them. But according to the Bible, the good news is that irregardless of what they are, as far as we know, they're creatures, beings, principalities, all created by God. So that's a good thing we want to go. But we can go a little deeper into it because even I personally lately, since 2020, I had a very personal moment in my life, quite a testimony. Growing up, I was never too fond of ghosts, aliens, spaceships, different universes. I was never really too into that. That wasn't my kind of thing. I was like more looking for things to manifest in flesh, before my eyes. I wasn't into too much of the mythical things. So, I've heard about, again, these stuff, encounters, people having encounters with these beings and these crafts. So I just, I would just always laugh it off. It's foolishness, it's crap, it's fiction, it's movie. I even had a group of Rastafarians in Jamaica. We was watching a video, I and I brethren, when, my earlier years as a Bobo Shanti. And this brethren was talking about, the Israelites, God returning in a spaceship, to take the Israelites away. That was the biggest joke to me. I was like on the floor, laid out laughing. Because I was like, what did that Rasta smoke? For him to think spaceships coming for us as the children of Israel to take us out of slavery, I didn't see it, like making any kind of sense. 2020, I had an encounter. I was resting in my residence, and while resting, I heard this noise like over my house. So I woke up. I hearing this noise, so I look outside the window. I didn't see any cars. I didn't see anything. So I decided to walk outside. I say, it's like 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, where's this noise coming from? So I walk outside. I walk to the middle of the street. I looking around. I'm hearing a noise, but I'm not dreaming. This is real life. I don't see nothing. So I decided to look up. And when I look up, the noise disappeared. And then it was like just the night sky, you had a little crickets and stuff making noise. I was like, that was strange. So I returned to my gates, and I left my door open 2:00 in the morning. I live 10 miles out the city. I'm way out in the wilderness. So I'm used to having that freedom, to just, leave my gates open. So I came in my house and I started to read some Psalms, and at that time, I went and I opened up my back door. So when I opened up my back door, I swing it open, I was reading my Psalms. When I look up, I see this craft, like this, this ship the size of a small plane, but it didn't have no wings, and it was just like a bunch of light around it. It was a lot of light. Like you couldn't see the craft, all you could see is light. And it was very, very close. It was like, I could say almost 200 feet away from you see, right in my yard, you see? And when I behold it, like I went into a shock. My body just went shock, and all my hair on my body started to rise. I started to sweat, and I started to tremble. You see? And when I looked, the object, it just shoot away. It just disappeared. I couldn't see which direction it went, left, right, up and down. It just disappeared. And when it left, it shake the houses in my area. And while standing there in the shock, I thought my husband say, but shake yourself out. So I shake out of the shock myself. And I break off running. Because my sister, she lives right next door. Her and a king man and the children. On my way over to their house to knock on their door to tell them about what I just encountered, I met them coming out of their house, asking questions like, what is that? What was that? What was that? What shake the house? And my sister's like, it sounded like a train. And I was like, I saw some. I was like, I see some. I was like, I see a ship. And it just shoot off, So my brother-in-law was like, you think that's the United States Army? So when he said United States Army, I'm like, no, brethren. It's like, what I see was not the United States Army. I was like, this object left so quick that, it was at a speed like it's not comprehensive. I love fast cars, boats, fast planes, jets, rockets. That's my kind of stuff. On the edge, the fast life. Even though I's a bubble, want to water, but still, that's I and I. And to see that object move so fast and like less than a blink of an eye and just shake the place. There was no smoke, no fire left from it, no engine, no, not like in the Jetsons, like, ooh, no. It wasn't like in the Jetsons cartoon where you had a spaceship. Ooh, no, it was like, whoop. It just disappeared. It just shake the houses, just the force of it. And that was my first encounter. And, I was happy to know that my sisters, King Man and her son, everybody was, they were awoke by this shaking of this craft, you see. They helped I to understand that I was just not having a vision or some out-of-body spirit experience. This was a realistic event that actually shook the buildings. And days on, I went in to do the research, and I started to do some research on drones. I started to research the fastest drone in the world. No matter which country, I started to just check different countries, seeking to find the fastest drone. Because I was saying it may be on a drone, but there's just no technology out there. There's no technology. If it was a drone, you would have to hear the noise, the movement of the drone. There's no noise. It was just reaction. By this vehicle moving, it just shake the place. No breeze. I didn't feel no breeze on my face, and it's just not scientific. It's not physics. If you get an object that big, the size of a small plane, to just shoot off, it has to make some kind of wind, make the bushes blow or something. Nothing. Whoa. So let's get deep into it. That's one of my encounters, in the book Ezekiel chapter 1, speak of the wheel in the middle of the wheel. Ezekiel saw, these chariots, these space vehicles, these unidentified objects, angels that were moving around, hoovering around as chariots. You Ezekiel went on to say that they turn not where they goeth. And when I did some research online, even with the American military, what is common with these chariots or spaceships, whatever you may identify them as, or UFOs, when they turn, they don't turn. They don't turn. They go wherever they want. Like, the object is moved like this. A usual plane will turn to go that way or turn to go that way. A usual object that we know. They don't turn. They go up. They just move. You could go online, do the research on YouTube, and you'll see that these objects just move at will, at free will. You see? So yes, Royal Family, according to Royal Family, Born Alien, real talk, because when we look at the book of Colossians, Colossians tell us that all things were created by God, and in the testament of God, there's no, creation story of aliens, but we have creation story of angels, so let's go more into the scriptures. Even when we go to the book of Isaiah 13 and 5. Let's go to Isaiah 13 and 5 quickly. We checking to see if we're dealing with aliens, angels, what's going on up in the heavens. So when we go to Isaiah 13 and 5, it says, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. So in the book of Isaiah, is speaking of God and his host of angels coming from a faraway land, from even the ends of the heavens. Because in today's world, modern scientists wants to make us think that they discovered the whole world. This is what the planet is. But as time go on, a lot of people like I, angels, who do the research, we come to find out that the earth is not what they telling us it is. And the earth is bigger than they telling us it is. We even found out that there are, possible lands beyond the North Pole, beyond the South Pole, what they call the ice walls. So when Isaiah is speaking of God and his angels coming from a far away land, even from the ends of the heavens, where is that? But anyway, let's go some more. Let's do some more scriptures. We can see that when we have angels in the book of Revelation, the book of Revelation more speaks of angels, you see, not aliens. In the book of Revelation 9 and 14, it says, and saying the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. So, according to the scriptures, we seem to be more dealing with angels, even according to ancient civilizations. When we look at the Sumerians, so Sumerians speak of the Anukai angels. That's 2112 BCE. They were speaking about angels, some of the first civilizations after the Ethiopian civilization. Even when we go to the Egyptians speak of, or the Kemetic, people, they speak of the angels of Thoth. No aliens. Even when we go, on the pyramids of Egypt, we would see photos of fireball, what we'll call spaceships or angel chariots. They were documented in Kemet, you see, on the walls, but they were known as the angels of Thoth in Egypt. Even when we go to the Mayans in South America, they speak of the angels of Ekbalam, the angels of Ekbalam. So across the world, we could see that some of the most ancient civilizations, they were not concerned about aliens. They were concerned about angelic beings, angels. So When we look in this day and time, and we see what's going on around here, we'll have to go to Genesis, the book of Genesis, to see where it all started. Why are there angels that we don't know about? Are these angels flying around? What are they for? What are they doing? Where is all this knowledge, priest? I personally seen, one of the craft myself, and I've had other encounters that I will share with Di and I. You'll just stay with I throughout the program, and I will share some more of my encounters, with these, angelic beings, these chariots, what the world know as alien spacecraft or UFOs or extraterrestrial beings. So when we go in the book of Genesis chapter 6, if you all have your Bibles, it's always good to turn with me. We go to Genesis chapter 6, and it speaks of, how in this time, it says, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, the daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. Most High Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari. So we know, say, according to the scriptures, the sons of God are angels. But the scripture says that the sons of God multiplied with the daughters of men. Human. We don't say angel is human, same said we as Baba Shanti, but you have angels in the original realms. We dwell in the realms of the fallen angels, and when we go to Revelation 9 and 14, it explains that. You see, Revelation 9 and 14 says, the angels, the fallen angels, they were bound in the bottom of the river Euphrates. You see, so I've even had questions. People are these angels, these chariots, are they demonic? No. These chariots that are flying around in the heavens, they actually holy angels. The evil angels are bound in the river Euphrates, the remnants of Satan descendants. You see? So, yes, royal family, when we look according to the scriptures, we could get deep into the book of Enoch. The book of Enoch explains it that, Michael, the archangel Michael, he caught on to Azazel, Satan, Lucifer. He caught on to their plan, and he was sent to bound them. Yet to destroy some and to bound some until this time. So the actual angels of God, they have chariots, ancient chariots. This is not new. Like I say, even in Kemet, they spoke of these angelic beings moving around in these angelic vehicles. My second encounter, I was in the front of my gates and I was playing some bingy drum. It's on a nice evening sky. I see 4 barrels, going around in circles. They were all connected together like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 barrels connected. And they had fires going around them, like engines. But this was one vehicle, and it came towards I, and it just shoot off and gone. And I remember in the book of Ezekiel, when Ezekiel say, he saw this wheel in the middle of the wheel, and these were actually angels, illuminating, these vehicles, and, they are the real engine of these vehicles. The angels glory themselves. The anatomy itself is the engine of these vehicles. When we go to the book of 2 Kings, if I remember, when it speaks of Enoch, Enoch was caught up in a chariot of fire. and there were horses of fire. You see? Now, in our modern day time, like Capelin say, you can't do nothing without fire. A plane is a chariot of fire. A car is a chariot of fire. A motorbike is a chariot of fire. It's also a horse of fire. It's a transportation that uses fire to cause mobility. You see? So the biblical description of the chariot of fire and the horses of fire, it does not definitively mean that it was literally a box chariot made of some material and then a real literal horse on fire. I see it through the text more as vehicles of fire, because this chariot, it pick up Elijah and carry him into the heavens. And we know saying a horse around here, first of all, on fire, and then horse could fly. So enough time, even when we read the scriptures, we have to read it with some form of understanding that these were ancient texts being translated into modern times, where there can be a slight, need for more in-depth research into interpretation. So yes, royal family. So when we come to see in this time, according to the scriptures, humanity is supposed to have some encounters with some half humans, half angels, and it says that these humans suffered, gigantism. They became giants. Even today in the world society, we see a lot of people suffer from this genealogical descent. They have gigantism. They have a gene in them that makes them have overgrowth and hormones. It makes them grow into giants. But according to the scriptures, there are giants that are direct descent, pure blood of the first angels and the first encounter with man. And they were cast into a dungeon in the bottom of the river Euphrates. And the scripture says, as the river Euphrates dry up, these angels, giants, supposed to come forth into the earth and wage war with humanity. You see? And it's only through, Michael and the angels of the Lord, the host from far away, coming in these chariots in the heavens to cast fire, upon the evil world. It's even documented that there was a Russian military group. They had an encounter with, one of these angelic beings, an angelic craft. So they decided to shoot this craft down. And when they shoot the craft down, they ran and went to the crash site. Upon the meeting of the crash site, they fireball. Come to find out, they see these beings come out of the craft. They describe the beings as having big, more wide eyes and like a turbine. You had like this type head, elongated head. They say these beings come together into one ball of light, and it turned all the soldiers into stone. That's a very familiar glory according to the Bible, because the Bible says in the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, 2 angels were sent to Sodom. You see? To what? To burn the city. And the Bible says fire fell from the heavens. And it what? Lot's wife turned to stone. So whatever technology these, I angels on these realms have, they could turn people into stone. Even in a lot of different ancient civilizations, they have mythologies and stories about people being turned into stone. You see, so it's a lot going on here, family. I had another encounter. This time I was able to show one of my neighbors, you see. I was looking up into the heavens and I count 32, chariots, just balls of light. And they was just traveling in a straight line, going straight across the heavens. And when they reached so far in the eastern heavens, they just disappear. They just was disappearing one after another. Like they was going into a portal. They came out of the western portal and they gone into an eastern portal. And they just was disappearing one. And I, my neighbor, I run to my neighbor and I show him and I say, look. And he saw the lights going into these portals. I had another encounter. These are all different times, months apart. Lately I've been having a lot of encounters. John Marcus I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. Happy celebration, happy mighty race. Marcus Garvey celebration going through. Right. So I had another encounter lately where I had my sister and my niece, they were all there where I showed them, quite a bit the same thing. The fireball chariots moving through the heavens. So it's become a common thing for I. That's why I'm speaking on it. Even my neighbor, my another neighbor, one night I pull him up, and I show him, one of these chariots that, they don't turn. I just show him and he just saw this little light in the heavens, in the sky, and it just was moving wherever it want to move. And it even started to come towards us and he wanted to break off running. I was able to show my neighbor lately a rainbow in the night. It was almost like 11 o'clock in the night, dark, and a big bright rainbow came out and it was extraordinary. Some extraordinary things are happening, around the world. We see the fires around the world, but today I could confirm, without the scientists and NASA that they are not aliens, that are in the heavens, these lights and these beings, they're actually angels of God. They're the 10,000s of angels, in chariots that roam the heavens from afar. On top of this, you'll say like, even to say they demons, that's nothing we have to worry about. We as children of God, we are, followers of the Black Christ. Christ did tell us these things will come, enough things will come. The heavens, have to shift, enough things have to go on. But we have to know, say these entities, that we may want to call them, which are actually angels, they on our side. And it makes sense because one of my neighbors, judgment me and him was reason about the same thing. And he said to me, Bobo, if these things which you show I and I, which you show me that night, these things in the heavens, if they aliens, you don't think they would already come destroy the planet? Why would for so many years? They have documents dating back to Kemet, I tell you. Dating back to the Sumerians. That's 2112 BC. That's over 5,000 years ago. There was an encounter in the Anunnaki. What they call the Anunnaki gods. Angels. So this ain't nothing new. So if these was aliens, why aliens for over 5,000 years confused? E.T. ain't find his way home yet? No. The European world knows just what these things are. They know they're the angels of the Lord and they fight no war with the angels. That's why they building nuclear bombs and super, hypersonic bombs. They're not really for each other. so much, but they collectively with the United Nations fighting, these angelic beings. I'm not making this up. Because like I say, this is not an encounter that just started happening when I saw it 2020. I did the research. Hundreds of years, even right here in our centuries, in the 1800s, in the 1500s, in the 1600s, Columbus, them, when they reached to South America, they saw, beings. When they reached to the Bahamas, to Haiti, they saw beings. They saw these angels were showing up. Every time they go to do something evil, the angels were showing up. This is documented. It's some deep research. It's some real deep research. And unless I saw it for myself, it'd be difficult for me to believe this kind of stuff. This is not my area. This is not my field, But, I had a visitation. These things show up to my gates, wake me up, and make sure I see them, shake the whole neighborhood, and yeah. And from then until now, I've been seeing these encounters. I've been seeing these extraterrestrial beings. And you just know it ain't no plane. Planes have the little red and the little green. Even the American military, you'll see their little jets flying over the high heights. You'll see them in one straight line, just going Middle East, stuff like that. But when you have these encounters, you have these lights that don't have no elevation. They don't have no specific height, no specific direction. They just going all over the place and appearing and disappearing at will. So something's a little different up there, what's going on. And like I say, I self, along with the US military and countless of people around the world, has had an ability, according even to the scriptures, Elijah, even Enoch, walking with God, having an encounter to be able to, be ascended or taken straight into the realms of God, into the land of God. This land where no one have contact to, because the Bible say the Lord put angels to keep people away from, this part of earth that he set for himself. They make a movie about it. They call it Wakanda or something like that, where they say in Africa there's a place, camouflage, no one can see it, but there's this great technology, where we watching the world, and the world subjugated to this, Stone Age knowledge. And it's the truth, because even when you look in the Freemasonry, no one really questions why there's only 33 degrees of masonry, where everyone knows there's 365 degrees in a circle. So where the rest of the knowledge? That's only 33 degrees of knowledge. Where the rest? Look on the walls of Kemet, you'll see it. Look at Kemet itself. Look at the pyramids. Look how we build the pyramids. To precision, like a razor can't get in between the walls. That's the knowledge that was taken after the flood. After God cast down the angels, the giants, the fallen angels, Satan. Remember, Satan was cast down to earth. That's why I tell you, Satan is not up there in the heavens. He's not up in the heavens in spaceships, coming to destroy us. No, he don't have control of the heavens no more. He was cast down out of the realms, into earth. Yeah, and he come through the seed of men. Yeah, that's why we have this gigantism still going on, especially in the European race. The Chinese and these offspring races, because they closer to the Nephilim giants, which was the crossbred of angels and humans. You see? So yes, Royal Family, in this time, the world government today, the Roman Catholic Church and the Illuminati, they're the descendants of these giants. Yeah, the Aziel descendants. Yeah, and the chief rulers is in the bottom of the river Euphrates. They know that. Yeah, they God, Aziel, Baphomet is in the bottom of the river Euphrates. The Bible says Satan was bound into the dungeon. The Bible say that. And then he was released for 1,000 years. Yeah, it's in the scripture. So Satan don't have dominion over the heavens. Only the earth. God give him dominion over earth. You see, they have dominion over the people. That's why the world governments for so many years. From Babylon, from Samaria, from Kemet. Evil men was running this world. Every government. Outside of Ethiopia, the government of God from creation, what God set on this planet from creation. When God come from the heavens in flesh and take flesh in Zion, Ethiopia, every kingdom after that was evil leaders. They were fallen angels. The Babylonian, the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans today. They all Azazel children. We're the children of Israel. We're a direct bloodline coming from Noah straight forward to Adam, straight to God. We're a pure bloodline. We're not a part of the fallen angels thing. You know, these people, that's why they take this 33 degrees masonry out of Kemet, Egypt, into Europe. And they form the Roman Catholic Church. And that become their new head of rulership over the world. Still today, the Roman Catholic Church is the ruling religion or church of the world, which is actually a satanic church. You know, it's based on, you know, the fallen angels' teachings, the worship of the sun, the moon, and the stars. That's what Lucifer did. That's what he did. He teach the angels of God to worship the things made by God. Yeah, and say, we made them ourselves. Yeah, he make himself as God. Rather than respecting that God made him. He's saying, no, God, you ain't make me. I make myself. I'm my own God. I come out of the universe, and it's all in their teachings. You know, it's in Kemetology. It's in Christianity. You know, it spring all down in Freemasonry. Do as thy will. Choose your own God. You come with your own universe, but that's not the true teachings. The true teachings is there was a God and a goddess that manifests in earth from the heavens. And we are the children. All of us is the children of the Most High, God and Goddess. We are our own. You know, I wrote a song the other day that came into my heart. You know, you're not your own. You belong to niggas. You're not your own. You belong to him. Because Jah make the sun, the moon, and the stars. Jah make you, and Jah make I and I. So if Jah make everything, then we don't belong to ourselves. We belong to someone. You come from someone. That's why you have parents. It's the teacher. You come from somewhere. And Bridget the other day, he wanted to disregard this fact. Because he said, I am my own. I can do what I feel like. I was like, no, bro, you can't do what you feel like because you come from somewhere. You belong to someone. You have parents. Your parents are parents. Your parents are parents. But they come from somewhere. You have responsibilities. You have obligations. Yeah, because when you come from someone, you have an obligation. When you come from yourself, you have no obligations. You see? So Satan led the world into believing they have no obligations to no one, only to self. You see? But in actuality, the Bible says, love thy neighbor as thyself. Why? Because you have an obligation. You're not your own. You were created to love your neighbor as yourself. That's your commandment as a human. Love your neighbor as yourself. It's a commandment. It's an obligation. You have to do it. But, you know, so that's what's going on there, Royal Family. We can wrap it up. We can see how the comment section saying, how's everyone feeling in the comment section? I know this is a touchy subject. It's a touchy subject for I and I too. It take me almost, you know, a month just to be, you know, build up the courage to come and talk to the I and I about this subject. You know, at first it's scary. It really scary, to be honest. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but fear took toll upon me because I'm like, Bubba, what these things is I seeing and what's going on? But the book of Colossians 1:16, it gives me a heart of love, a heart of understanding. Because the man say, all things are created by God. Dominions, principalities, no matter what it is, as far as the heavens stretch. If they say there are life forms on different planets, no matter how far out you go, they all were created by him. That's what the Bible say. And it makes sense to me because out of one come many. Not out of many come one. No, out of one come many. One seed does make many fruits. You see, not many fruits make one seed. Many fruits make many seeds. You see, so a grand universe just making one human? No, one human making a grand universe. Out of one thought come many thoughts. Not out of many thoughts come one thought. That's coming from a place of confusion, coming from a place of chaos. And that's what Taoism teach, that we come from a place of chaos. Chaos created us. No, we come from a place of oneness. Yeah, and then we spread into what we see today as chaos. Yeah, because men take their own way. They go on their own direction to create chaos. Give thanks for the comment, give thanks for the reasoning. Yeah, give thanks for the feedback, Yeah, the man say, each one teach one, we feed each other. So when you feed, I feed you, Give thanks. Yes, Royal Family. So any questions in the comment section about angels? What ones and ones think? What y'all think about this alien angels thing? I didn't give any thoughts on it, based on scripture, the research, what I could receive. I feel confident to know that according to scripture, the angels or the demons of Satan, Satan descended, they bound in the river Euphrates to the bottom, And the Bible speaks of, even in the book of Enoch, an Ethiopian book, it speaks of, Michael, the angel Michael, governing these demons, governing these angels. It gives testimony that these angels was not free to roam there and do what they feel like to the saints. No. Yeah, Fireball Michael came down and governed these angels. And that's why you don't have giants around today, Roman. You see? Yeah, because they was governed by the angel Michael and his brethren. And what's the coincidence? I've been living on my little property I have in Egypt, Bahamas, in slavery, but it's a little plot my papa strained out to make out for I. And I've been living there for almost 20-some years. And just lately, I've been paying attention, and I come to find out, the street that I live on to the east of my house, of I&I Gates, it's called Michael Street. I say, whoa, I like, Bubba, all these years you was living there, you never penetrate that? You living on Michael Street, an archangel, Michael. That's his name. And they come to know, say, I live on the corner of that street. Yeah, I know, say, they carry the Godhead. Yeah, I know, say, the same angel Michael in this time. So nothing is a coincidence, And even the area where I live is called Dead Man's Reef. I don't know the origin of it, but, that's where the area they say I live in is Dead Man's Reef. From I was a youth, I've been seeing some strange things in this area. I remember when I was a little youth, my old lady was playing the piano. We had a grand piano, in our, sitting room area. And we had a big glass sliding door to the outside. So I was a little youth and my old lady was playing piano. And when I looked towards the glass, I saw this little like grain type. It was almost like a fluorescent grain, but it had the shape of a human, but it was about my height. It wasn't a full grown man. It was about half of a full grown man. and it moved straight across, the sliding glass door. And when I saw it, all my hair stand up, and I look at my mom, and she was playing the piano. She felt it. She didn't see it, but she felt it. And as a little boy, she looked at me, and she was like, "You saw it, eh?" I say, "Yes, mom." Yeah, she turned her head and started. So even my caretaker, she's an African. She's an old ancient African. Oh, yeah. Yeah, when they bring us down here in slavery, they took so much of this knowledge away from us. That's why they hid the Bible from us. I keep telling people, I don't know where they get that from. They say the white man used the Bible to slave black people. I don't know where they get that from. According to our history as slaves in the West, they hid this Bible from us. They didn't even allow us to read. They tried to keep us from learning English, the language the Bibles was written in, and French. They try to keep us from reading. Because when we read this, all the information in here about us as black people, so I don't know where people get that from. And as we begin to get more education, would they turn into homosexuality now as woke, being awoke? It's not about being awoke, it's about being educated. That's all we needed, the ability to be educated. And once we learn how to read as black people, we started to change directly. Yeah, we started to change as black people. That's where you start to see the rise of Harriet Tubman, all these different Martin Luther King, and all these people was coming out of the Bible. They was coming out of the Quran. They was coming out of the ability to read. They didn't know what was going on. They don't know why they was being captured. They don't know what was happening, where they was. But when they started to read, they could look at a map and see a place called Africa and see they're in America. Education is key. The Emperor said so. So the lack of education of the Bible is how they enslaved us. Yeah, not with the Bible. No. It's actually, it's not what a lot of people think, and I understand why, because they think this is why Europeans were so Christian. It's why people didn't know the Bible. They were taking particular texts that they were grafting from the Bible to teach their people, not us, to teach their people that we were Gentile dogs, that we were these people who God cursed. Giving the people okay to do anything to us as slaves. Or these are slaves, God hate them, they're being punished, so do as thou will. So he wrap us up to be these Gentile hated people by God. They were the Gentiles. We were the seed of Jacob, the Israelites going into slavery because of our fathers, them falling away from, a lot of these truths, and going into a lot of different stuff. So yes, royal family, God does have an army. And I know for Bobo Shanti, it's hard. It's hard. Because we come from the Bobo Hill. We know say God in flesh. So when you start to hear about spaceship, I even hear Sizzler. Sizzler was telling the people on the Bobo Hill the other day, that's about last year. Sizzler Kalanji came in one of the Bobo Shanti group. I think it was the Black Star Liner Bobo Shanti group. Headed by Honorable Priest Troy. And Sizzler was telling the members, we need to clean down a space on the Bobo camp in Jamaica so the spaceship can land. Man, when I hear that, I was like, I like Sizzler going Google, man. I said, Sizzler make so much money now. My brethren talking about spaceships, and this was before 2020. And then I had my encounter where I saw these ships myself, why today still saying these things. And I'm like, whoa, the joke's on me now. Everybody, I tell you, Bobo, yeah, here I am mocking us. I tell you, the heavens full of the gods. Yeah, angels hovering around, watching over the earth. We're not alone. The scriptures say there's so much for us than is against us. And this ain't nothing new, because every time Israel went to war, there was this mysterious army that used to fight Israel battles before they reach. Y'all feeling these scriptures? Anybody remember the scriptures where Israel's supposed to go fight a battle and when they reach everybody was dead? Well, who killed them? What happened? Yeah, these spaceships show up. These chariots of fire show up on the army, and that's what the scriptures say. The Bible say for the final war is in the book of Daniel. It say for the final war, all the nations as they doing today, United Nations, they come together to make war against us, Africa, the saints. Don't mind Russia. Russia just gathering the nation. I support Russia because Russia is a part of prophecy. That's why I see when you're dealing with King Emmanuel says, better you pray it come. You can't pray it gonna stop because it can't stop. So I have to agree with Russia. I have to support Russia because they're part of the prophecy. Russia's gonna destroy America. You see, get rid of that false beast. Now, the original beast, the original European Council, that is being put together right now. And they gathering African nations in under the BRICS. They speak in peace. But I know deep in the heart of the Russians, is world dominance. But Emperor Selassie rule creation. Haile Selassie rule creation. Remember I say in the book of Colossians 1 and 6, he created all powers, all dominions, all principalities. Yeah, Rastafari, our ancient king, Alpha and Queen Omega, the first African god and goddess in flesh, the first humans in flesh, in Africa, on earth, from the heavens, created all things, bro. So Russia, them often no say, yeah, when they gather, and we know say Russia can be speaking peace. Because guess what's the name of Russia's nuclear? I want us to, interact more, man. So I got asked the comment section. Anyone in the comment section know the name of Russia's nuclear bomb? Anybody know the name of the bomb? You could write it in the comment section. I'd appreciate it. I just can tighten up my spliff. Look like ain't no one know what the name of Russia bomb is. Russian #1 bomb that they want to destroy America with. No one knows what the bomb name. What happened, Bobo Shanti, royal family, African family? Just say watch and pray. Watch and pray. Watch. Don't get lost and, watch and see what's going on. The name of the fireball bomb is Satan. I kid you not. I cannot wait till I get what I need, technology-wise to upgrade these videos, man. So I could just post these stuff for you guys. I could just give you the evidence right in your face. But y'all could quickly Google it. The name of Russian nuclear bomb, the #1 bomb, is Satan. And they build a next one, Satan #2. They got Satan #1 and Satan #2. So how Russia could mean peace for the world if they bomb named Satan? Russia say, I can take you all to hell to meet the devil himself. Yeah, humans are going to meet the devil himself. His name is Satan. He's a nuclear bomb. And he's going to scorch 1/3 of men. Yeah, it's in the scripture. It's the Bible. Yeah, the beast make fire rain on men and spoil the flesh off of them. Yeah, who tails were like scorpions, and that's they helicopters and everything. John was seeing this big military in the vision, and he was given metaphoric, descriptions of how dangerous these machines is. You can imagine a man in John time when they only had donkeys and horse. But in a vision, he's seeing a helicopter and he's seeing a missile getting shoot and a nuclear scorching the earth and people flesh burning off of them. Give thanks for coming in, Royal Family. This is what John was saying, but he only could describe it using animals. Let's go to that scripture. Let's go to that scripture right quick. Because we gonna work with John, man. John wasn't living in our time. Even John Marcus Messiah Garvey, he said, I never knew that in the 80s, there would be nuclear bombs. Marcus Garvey prophesied this from the 50s, the 40s, yeah. That these people would be developing this nuclear what could tear the flesh off your body, you know. So let's see if we can find it quickly, Royal Family. I didn't actually come with the scripture, so I ain't gonna hold up the cat. I don't like to hold up the reasoning. But for sure, in the scripture, probably in another reasoning, it shows where, the angel blew the trumpet and, these scorpions, these things as man was released, and they was causing devastation on the earth, and that's what's going on with Russia, man. Russia got some stuff. Russia got some military weapons. It even, outside of seeing angels and chariots, Russia has some of the greatest technology on this world. Russia has taken the Kemetic scrolls and, hieroglyphics and, all the ancient glyphs, and they collected this knowledge, and Russia on top of it. I've seen Russia have some missile machines, it's like it just spit out the missiles. It's and it's like, whoa. America's all about the hype and the talk, but when you do the research and you look on the battlefield and you look and see what Russia producing as far as military artillery, it's prophetic. It's prophetic. It's something only prophecy can explain. We're talking about the world going from the 1920s, even before that, the 1800s. We're going from horse and carriage. Yeah, horse and carriage to like a machine that could just annihilate so many people. So it's prophetic because God shortened the time it takes for man to regain consciousness from Noah time to even the time of Christ. They were still riding chariots and horses backwards. When we look at the Kibra Nagas, that's when some of the technology start to return. It says that Menelek, Solomon's son, he was using something out of the Kabbalah. It allowed him to travel and levitate. Their whole voyage was a man's height in the air. They was levitating into Ethiopia. That's when some of this ancient Kabbalah knowledge started to be reincorporated on a serious level that even the Egyptians testify of it. They say when the caravan passed Egypt, it break all the idols of Egypt. And when you look in Egypt today, you see all the idols of the Pharaoh, they fallen. They to the ground crumble. No one can tell you why. Only the book of the Kibra Nagas showing you this ancient angelic knowledge. What is the Bible about? Let's go to Genesis. Quickly, once we reasoning, let's just do it, man. Let's see what this whole thing about. It says in Genesis 2, verse 15, and the Lord God took man. You remember the first God and goddess that created us from out of the heavens came to earth, made himself a flesh, made herself a flesh, then made us in their image. Now, what did he do with us when he made us in his image? He says, and the Lord took man and put him in the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep. And the Lord commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayst freely eat. But the tree of what? Knowledge of good and evil. The tree of knowledge of good and evil, it confused a lot of people. But it's simple. It's the tree of right and wrong. It's not so much more good and evil. Good and evil, it kind of play with your meditation. You start to think devils and demons and angels. But when you say the tree of right and wrong, it kind of make more sense. Oh, that's what God was keeping away, the knowledge of right and wrong. Why? Because once you get the knowledge, you could create anything. Because it's the know-how. How to build a plane. You have to build it the right way. You have to have the knowledge. You have to have the knowledge of chemistry. You have to have the ancient knowledge. Everything built in this world today was built on a basic ancient knowledge. It's called masonry. Pythagoras theorem, basis of life, Cho, Chi, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. This basic knowledge. But within that, this complexity. You see, man, have these rockets today, like I say, nuclear bombs. All these come from simple knowledge. But it's having access to the knowledge. And they gain this knowledge from the angels. Because you remember, it's like the glory being told twice. The first one was allegoric when it says Satan came to Eve and tell her she could eat of this knowledge. But later on in the book of Enoch, it says the fallen angel Azazel, Satan, went to the daughters of men and formed giants and gave them the knowledge. So in Genesis, it's the same story as told in Enoch, but Genesis told in a metaphoric way. That the snake beguiled the woman and the woman took the knowledge. But in the book of Enoch, it says that Satan himself and his fallen angels, they came to earth and slept with the daughters of men and had children for them and taught them the knowledge of good and evil. That's why you could, men create things that you could use it for good and for evil, like guns. Guns. They say guns is to protect you, but guns really kill. But the knowledge of how to make a gun, that's very ancient because you got to know how to deal with the gunpowder. That's chemistry. It all starts with chemistry. Yes, Royal Farm, let's go to the comment section. The Bible in my hands, my Lord, my Bible in my hands. And B. With the Bible in my hands. For in particular, he does not know anything about Messiah as he is in the book of the prophets, how he manifests himself in the gospel. Okay. My Lord totally lost the consideration that my person had for you. And honestly, to see, even if you know things, only me personally with my Bible in my hands, and my Lord with a Bible in my hands, then we and my Lord with a Bible in my hands, we will know if he is a priest or not. For me in particular, he does not know anything about the Messiah as he is in the books of the prophets and how he manifests himself in the gospel. All right. I almost think I know what the royal family talk about, but I ain't too sure. So we just gonna move on. Hail up, royal family. Give thanks for coming. Majesty, Regina. Yes, royal family. So, yeah, not to stray too far from the subject, yes. The objects and the things that are being seen around the world, the angels, the angels of God, through the ancient teachings, according to the book of Enoch, We could see that because, Satan Azael brought this information, to man and woman, they was locked in the river Euphrates for a time. And men and women were allowed to build their cities and their towns using these knowledge, but they were only given 33 degrees of knowledge. You see, they don't have the fullness. That's why mankind, with all their technology, they still wondering how we build the pyramids. They still wondering what these craft is flying around in the heavens. Which they know, but they pretending like they don't know. That's the knowledge that they don't have, that they don't have access to, because God cast Satan out of the heavens. He cast him away from this knowledge. You see? Yeah, and Satan ran away with 33 degrees of the information into Kemet and taught the civilizations of the world. The teachings of, this knowledge of good and evil. So yes, royal family, in this time, Christ has already returned, according to the book of Revelation. And now, Russia is gathering the nations to war to try to conquer Africa. Russia's coming in friendly, but according to the Bible, 1/3 of the planet can be scorched. They can be farming in the land. Only Africa can be, the bread basket as it always was. And these nations, they can be desperate. They can be desperate. They can want to battle for Africa resources. They call it under global warming, climate change, but it's Bible prophecy. And that's why the nation's so prepared. They know what is gonna happen. Because it's Bible prophecy. When King Emmanuel Charles Edwards established Israel in 1958 on the Bobo camp in Egypt, Jamaica, that's prophecy. Prophecy said 2,000 years later, you see, Israel is going to be restored as a nation 2,000 years after the death of Christ. 2,000 years ago, Christ died on the cross. That's why Selassie, I speak of this, because it's important to mark time. 2,000 years later, King Emmanuel Charles Edwards come as the Black Christ and establish his kingdom and restore Israel, gather us as a nation. When King Emmanuel Charles Edwards gathered as a nation, the fake Jews in the Middle East, they claim they restoring the nation of Israel. They was mocking us, the true Israelites, through King Emmanuel Charles Edwards gather us. You see, after the restoration of the house of Israel and the building of the third temple, we built the third temple already. The fake Jews say they building the third temple. No, we already built the third temple. You see, King Emmanuel Charles Edwards built the third temple. He restored the house of Israel. They know after the restoration of the house of Israel, then it's the judgment. The plagues, the river Euphrates dry up, the rivers turn to blood, all these things then happen. This happened in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, the plague, the 2020 plague. The man say all the deserts can turn to river. You see all the deserts around the world, they have rivers now. You see, and all the rivers turn to dry land. All these prophecy fulfilling. You see, because Christ already reached. When you go around the internet, most people would say, what is going to happen after Christ return? You done too late. Christ already returned and established Israel, restore Israel as a nation. I, Selassie, Rastafari. So after that, it's the plague to bring America down. After Christ returned and gather Israel, then America's supposed to fall. After America fall, then Russia, the great nation from the north, gathered with all the nations under the new world order. They can come and fight against the ancient saints, I in Ethiopia and Africa. And try to enforce the one world order, which as we all in the ancient order of life. We live into the Bible, the 10 Commandments, Father Moses' laws. You see, we ain't dealing with the world united laws. We're dealing with the biblical laws, the laws of Moses, Father Moses, Black Father Moses. You see, King Rastafari. Rastafari, reason of no end world family. So if you look up in the heavens and you see something extraordinary, It's not a plane, it's not a helicopter, it's not a drone. It just looks extraordinary. You know, go through this video again and see what you could gather. You know, for I know say the angels watching over us. I know say there are angels preparing for battle, even battling right now. You know, with all these American heads of states and stuff who trying to make, you know, these beings to be some alien, evil people from another planet trying to take over the earth. No, 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 no. They're the angels of the Lord who already own the earth. And they watching over people like NASA and the American government who trying to take over the world, you know, satanically using, you know, their savior, the Satan bomb, you know, the Antichrist bomb, the anti-life bomb. Russia has a bomb that is anti-life. It sucks the life out of the earth. Yeah, the nuclear bomb named Satan. Y'all go ahead and check these things out. You know, but the Bible said the angels of the Lord can come from the heavens and burn, you know, the army up. You see? Yeah, they're gonna use a technology that men on this earth don't know of. You know, a lot of these fires starting around the world, you know, say the angels could be starting it too. Yeah, the same spacecraft, the angel come around, light the fire, and shoot off and go. Yeah, they be doing all these things, doing the work of the Lord, because it's them who burn Sodom and Gomorrah. They light Sodom on fire. Yeah. And turn the citizens, enough of them, into stone, just like what happened, you know, to them fireball soldiers, you know, who shoot out after the craft. In the comment section, pretty, in the description section, I have a link on the US government, world government's now releasing all these classified documents on this craft, you know, using the information we applied from the Bible, from my personal experience, and for what's been written throughout history. Once you go and watch that video and, you know, get some what they call classified documented information, you know, cross-reference it with what the priest is saying and make your own, opinion, you know, on what's going on around you. Because in the near future, the normal world, what we know as, you know, that we've been seeing for so long, about to change. If you do the research, it's not the first time it happened. You had a group of people to a festival in South America. They all a bunch of people. There's a whole community, and a ship visit them. You know, this ship visit them, and it changed their world forever. The way they see the world, it's never the same. Just like I from the 2020 when I had my encounter, and even until this time, no, my life is not the same. I don't even worry about insignificant people. Very insignificant people. When you're dealing with the world population alone, and on top of that now, we have angelic beings, and we don't know how much of them there is. Moving in an ancient science that we're not aware of, you know, that makes, you know, everything more in a true balance. You know, life has a more vibey explanation. You know, I'm not really worried about your little simple problem that ain't making no sense, where we have this big thing going on over here. Yeah, my life has totally changed. Things that used to bother me don't bother me no more. Things to worry about, I don't worry about no more, because I know now for myself, what they tell us is not the truth. What they tell us the world is it is not. Who they tell us God is, he is not. They lie, they're all wrong. It's all a lie. You know, I live to eat, you know, I live to eat, you know, set my little settings and enjoy life. Because I have angels, thousands and 10,000s of them in the heavens with this high technology. ready to defend I and I as a saint, God's children, you know. Yeah. Yeah, it's confident. It's really confident. Even the concept of death. No man, we got some beings out there that, you know, they moving on beyond the realms of physics. Much less that. They moving beyond the realms of physics. You know, the Bible speaking of angels being locked up in your river Euphrates for thousands of years. You mean to tell me they're real beings, giants, that's been living for thousands of years, and we only get to live 70 years? That changed your whole concept of what life is. This one living 1,000 and they tell me I only can live 70. No, something ain't right. Methuselah lived 900 years. You know, these angels seem to don't have the age that we do. Yeah, these angels live long. The angels still living from they was locked in the river Euphrates from Enoch time in the book of Genesis, almost 6,000 years ago. Living beings, how? So this is what this video is about. Yeah, I can leave it like that. There's nothing much more I could say about that. That's what I've seen, you know. iJudgment was able to bring it a bit together in the Bible to bring some sanity to it, because without the Bible, it would have been crazy. You know, like I said, I've been thinking there are aliens and things out there, but the Bible say God created everything. So we know, say, from God created everything, yeah. From God created a thing, we straight. Because God is in control. We don't have nothing to worry about, you see? Yeah, name Satan. I think his name's Satan. Yeah, the nuclear bomb named Satan. So yeah, we know Russia's not really speaking peace. Russia's speaking force. You know, Russia's saying basically, yeah, they get the power. Yeah. So yes, Royal Family, I don't know if anybody else in the group watching, anybody who watch, have y'all ever had any encounters? Y'all ever seen any strange, you know, vehicles, angels? Anybody in the chat group? I know you once may be afraid to speak out, but these days you don't have to be afraid to speak out. There are so many people. When I first had an encounter and I saw these angels, I was afraid, you know, to tell other people. You know, with my sister, them, it was straight up because they saw the shaking and everything. It was easy to tell them because we were trying to figure out what I just saw. But over time, to tell friends and family outside of them, it was difficult because it's like, I wasn't even sure what the hell I was seeing. You know, but then after time, you know, you go online and you see the government agency, you see the ancient historical civilizations dealing with these people. You know, you see so many people today having encounters, showing you videos online. You know, the same thing they seeing, I seeing. I started to get comfortable. Yeah, and I started to say, Bobo, open up and speak out because that's what you're seeing. That's what's happening. Even though the world doesn't accept it or they haven't seen it, doesn't mean that it don't exist. You know, yeah, and because the majority don't agree. There are many people worldwide. It's not the majority of the world, but it's many people worldwide from ancient times that saw and know in their hearts today what they saw. Yeah, they truly see these ancient, beings moving through it. You know, Royal Family. So, yes, Royal Family, yeah, that's how I see it. And I know say there ain't no demons. You know, like my neighbor saying, there ain't no demons, evil aliens. No. That was so they wouldn't destroy us a long time. I mean, they didn't take over this planet a long time. They don't need 5,000-6,000 years to take over a planet of people riding around on donkeys and horses. No, no, no. Using slingshot and swords. We just make nuclear bomb the other day, you know. I tell you, we just make guns the other day. We was using slingshot and thing, and swords and thing. Yeah, the aliens ain't had no fight. If they was aliens, they didn't even have to fight us. They come and just take the swords out of our hands and tell us go sit down. So we know say all of that is Babylon, you know, trying to manipulate the teachings and the truth about what's happening around us, you see. Yes, let's go into the comments section. Royal family, mighty angel Jung Light. I hope I pronounced that properly. I've seen my Lord. Mystic movement. Okay, give thanks. See, right there we have one of our viewers, you know, who personally testifying that they've seen the mystics in the heavens, you see. Yes, my Lord. The cherubims and the seraphims, which is same Michael. Michael them is the same cherubim as Michael and Gabriel, you know, all the you know, they the ancient priests, the ancient Kabbalah priests, you know. Yeah, they're moving on the metaphysical realm, within the physical realm, the invisible and the visible. You see, the chemistry, you see, of it. It's a greatest science come from Zion, from Ethiopia. Yes, royal family, yeah, man. Yes, a natural encounter. So we know say we must not be fooled by Babylon, because the Babylon trying to manipulate everything God do. Babylon trying to manipulate it like it's them doing it. You know, people say, "Oh, this sign is causing hurricanes and earthquakes." That's not true. That's a lie. They causing the plague. All of this a lie. I always tell people, Babylon can't make tornadoes. They can't make tornadoes. You cannot make a tornado. CERN cannot make a tornado. A tornado is something they don't even know how it is made still today. They don't know why a tornado is formed. A tornado just is shoot out the cloud, spin any mile per hour it want, for however it want, it just go back up. It could come down if it want again, multiple times. There's no way to, you know, so all of that is the manipulation to make you feel like America and all these science and NASA in control of the world. They're not in control of the world. They're not in control of the weather. They're not in control of these events. You know, they're not heating up the world. That's the Bible. God say he's going to scorch the planet. But it's in an event sequence. That's how come they know what's going to happen. Because God have it as events. 2,000 years ago, it was written that Christ is supposed to come, according to Elijah, which was 1,000 years before him. This prophetic, Daniel, when the Roman kingdom come and rule, then Christ can come. Then they crucify Christ, and 2,000 years later, the kingdom gets split into 10 kingdoms, which we know as Europe. Then Christ can return and gather his saints. This already happened. They know all of this. They know who King Emmanuel Charles Edward is. He's listed in the United Nations as the Black Christ return. It ain't no white Jesus. And they know that. So when the Black Christ Jesus returned, they know that's him. Because he returned with the emperor who was crowned the same time. And he was returned with the prophet, Marcus. So they know the prophecy. And they see all the Bobo them and the rest of them stop being Bahamian and Jamaican now. They saying there's African again. They saying there's Israel. The European world, NASA, they seeing these things. Queen Elizabeth come witness these things herself. She come among the plantation and see the Rasta man. Say, no, we's Israelites, we ain't slaves. So the white world know the prophecy is fulfilling. That's why they building bunkers. The Bible says they can run to the rocks and tell the rocks, what fall thou on me? and hide us from the great day of the Lord. He said, where the birds can eat the flesh of their kings. He said, in this day, he said, 1/3 of the creatures of the sea gonna die. You only notice all around the world, the creatures of the sea just washing up, beaching themselves. They can't explain why. For years, dolphins, sharks, crabs, octopus, 1/3 of the ocean is gonna die. That's in the Bible. It has nothing to do with global warming and climate change. It's in the Bible. Yeah, naturally, because he said there should be a new heaven and a new earth. You know, the poles shifting, everything's shifting. You see? Yeah. There can be no more sun, no more moon. But before then, he said the sun can turn dark. It can lose its fire. Woo! Moon turn to blood. Make the nights hot. Some strange events God have set up for us. Everything, but God have a judgment set up for the earth. All these religious, big mouth, spiritually awakened, pastor, preacher, politician, warrior, soldier, gunman, homosexual, all these people them who doubting God and a higher power and a higher consciousness, they gonna see. I already seen it happen, and I'm convinced 100%. From all the rivers in Jamaica turning to blood, the river in China turned to blood, the river Euphrates turned to blood, and then it dry up. But these people so far from God, watch and pray. They ain't using their common sense. You hear the Bible say it gonna happen. You see it on the news. Watch and pray. Don't look for no aliens, because they ain't no aliens. You can see angels, but you're going to see no aliens. When you see on the news, they say, oh, they saw an alien. No, they saw an angel. Yeah, he says some of them are spirits of fire, ministering fire. Like I and I same said, we moving through the earth on a mystical level. Jah moving mysterious ways. His wonders to perform. The visible and on the invisible. So things you see and things you ain't see. The seen and the unseen don't mean that it don't exist. Every day they find a new creature, but they thought it never existed. They go in the Amazon jungle, every day they find a new species of creature, but they thought it never exists. So there are beings out there that slept with the daughters of men like us, but we ain't seen them yet. But it don't mean they don't exist. All Emmanuel eyes. Let's see, Rastafari. Yeah, man, alien thing, man. No, but angels. Alien is a word they use to confuse I and I, to take us out of the angelic war between angels and demons. Because Aziel them became demons. Michael and Gabriel them, cherubim, cherubim, the angels of God. They remain in the angelic form, able to masculate and feminate the heavens and earth. But the demons, they alone only can masculate and feminate in flesh on earth. So that's why demons is take over flesh. Satan is take over flesh. Satan and flesh is take the flesh and control it. Make it fornicate, adultery, killing and murder and all them things. That's the spirit. Aziel manifesting through the people flesh. They call it demonic possession. Yeah, because they only can manifest on this earthly realm through flesh. Aziel them. Yeah, royal family. So Why Emmanuel come and tell us Satan in flesh, bro? Yeah, the angel Satan in flesh, the brethren in flesh, he come in flesh, dwell among I and I. In the book of Job, say the sons of God, you remember? Yeah, when Job went and saw God, the sons of God went before God, Satan went among them. Yeah, and God asked Satan, where you been? Satan said, to and fro the earth. You been all through the earth. Doing deception and lying and doing wickedness. The evil wide world, getting in every nation and colonizing. Yeah. Carrying the spirit of Aziel, they descendant from Kemet, the Nephilim. You see? Yes, right, finally black again. That's another video with the praise. I glorify, the reasoning. I love when we come together and we can reason on subjects like this. I give thanks for ones and ones grace, those who stay to watch this far. Give thanks for the acceptance of the reasoning, because I know it's a tough subject. I was even surprised ones will show up to even listen in, because it's a tough subject, But I give thanks, like ones who have had encounters as myself, who can understand the position the priest in. It's one thing when you see something and you're hearing it, but when these common sense, when they start coming together, what you hear, what you seeing, you feel, I feel the effects of this thing and make all the hair on my body stand up. So I know it's real. Yeah, no one can never take that from me. All the days of my life, what I see is real. Exactly what it is. Give thanks for the Bible. Yeah, I'm convinced that there are angels. I was visited by angels. The same angels that visit Sodom, the same angels that visit Enoch, the same angels that visit Fireball Elijah. Even the same angels that visit Mary. You know what I mean? The same angel that met them, in the sepulchre where they laid a black Christ 2,000 years ago. Yeah. Angelic beings moving in the heights of heights, of heights, of heights, said the Most High. Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari. So, Yeshua family, we can rest assured, that, according to the scriptures, whatever we see going on in heaven is for us. It's in our favor. We don't have a bunch of demons and people against us coming to destroy us. That's their teachings, to put you in fear and to make you go against the very thing that's working in your favor, Yes, we give thanks, for ones and ones. Yes, Royal family. Give thanks for those who understand and those who did not get a full understanding. We thank for those who encounter and those who may not have had an encounter. Give thanks for everything, because for every time there's a season. And for every, that's how it is. So everyone may not have the same situation going on around them. But for those internationally, four corners of the earth, under the sound of my voice, you watch this video, as I testimony, according to the Bible, it's all God. It all belongs to God. It's all working in our favor. It's all, everything you see, it was created by God and it's in his control. So we have to just stick close to Jah. Yeah. When we see things around us shifting, you say, hey, Zion and earth will pass away. You see all kind of things just disappearing, like things just happening. You see, but the man say, hold on to his word. Hold on to him. Hold on to Negus, because still the meek and inherit the earth. That's our promise, that the meek, we gonna inherit this earth. No matter what happened, this earth belongs to I and I. Yeah, ain't no one gonna come on this planet and take rulership from I and I. No. No creature from no other star or nothing. No. They got to go through the Almighty to get that. Yeah, because it was given to man. He say, what is man that thou considerest him? For thou hast made him a lower than the angels, but hast crowned him. Yeah, with honor and glory. Black King David, Black Christ in this time, said the Most High. Selassie, Rastafari. So yeah, man and woman. Yeah, we's the ruler of this earth, God and Goddess. Forever. No one can take this from us. No reptilian, no entity, no demon. No matter how they manifest in the LBG community, in the Roman Catholic Church, in the Freemason Society, in their governments, in their police force, and all these, the medical world poisoning, trying to kill out the saints, they can't win. They can't win. Satan cannot take over this earth. This earth belongs to I and I. God gave this to man and to woman. It's the book of Genesis. He said, be fruitful and multiply and have dominion over the earth forever and ever. A man and a woman. I and I. Selassie I. Jah Rastafari. You don't fear no evil. Yes, royal family. Yes, royal family. In this judgment, give thanks for Emmanuel. Emmanuel, crown I and I, priest, prophet, God and Goddess in this time. So we don't need no approval from no one. Our approval come from the teachings, come from the culture, come from the liberty. Man say, dare to be a Daniel, dare to stand alone. You see, dare to have a purpose, dare to make it known. Yeah, so we come to live in Emmanuel way, no matter what the world may say. You know what I mean? We don't really care what they say, because they have the world. People of the world, they don't know God. So they can't speak of God. They can't hear God. They can't even understand God because they have the world. They only can understand the world because they have the world. But the people of God, the man say, when the sheep hear my voice, they hearken unto it. Because they know my voice. The sheep know the voice, but the people who ain't King Emmanuel sheep, they know the voice of the wolf. The wolf could tell them anything. They run with it. They believe the wolf. Yeah, but the shepherd voice, they hear not, because they're not a part of his fold. You see, some say they are Jews, but they are not. They're synagogue of Satan. They Oreos, black outside, but white inside. They got the evil white ways. Yeah, bad mind, evil, nasty, wicked, Jezebel, the succubus, incubus spirit, So we burn them all demonic spirit in this time. These are descendant spirits, evil spirits of Azazel manifested in God. I mean in Satan and in Satanists. Yeah, you have Satan and Satanists. You have men and women who come to perform Satan work. They Azazel children. Yeah, just say they just fireball stubble for the fire. Yeah, they just dry bush for the fire. They like green grass. They may cut down cast with it. Even their children head can be dashed against the stone. Yeah, so you don't even have to worry about the generation. Cut off the generation. Don't care what they say. Don't care what they say. Yeah, they get cut off from the side. Holy angels coming down on them to bind them, to bind their sodomite mind and their sodomite heart. Wicked, guile heart. When you for peace, they for war. Because they guile. They vile. But just say they could come, just say the violet blood. I go now. They forget how to put it. And anyway, but basically what just say, even them could turn to the Father, The most evil person could turn to God if they want to, Condemn no one, let no one condemn us, you see. But same time, the man say, watch and pray. Watch out for Azazel children. Watch out for these demons. These harlots and these fireballs, sodomites, evil jealousy men. You can see men of the world, vanity and things of the world. You see lust, all this thing, drunkenness and drug abuse. Incest, lesbianism and all these different things. These demonic spirits. They come from that free world, that satanic world. You see? Yeah, so we don't say the world was built on principle, obligations. You see? Yeah, we come from someone. You're not your own. We belong to God. You're not your own, Israel. We belongs to Him. Jah make the sun, moon, and stars. Jah make the earth and sea. Jah make you, and Jah make I and I. You're not your own. You belong to John Marcus Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Peace and love, all love, celebration, love. You know, give thanks for Marcus Messiah Garvey, man who point us in the right direction. Yes, royal family, give thanks. You know, the man say, "Up you mighty race to accomplish what you will. Intelligence run the world, ignorance carry the burden. Must make we self-intelligent, read good books. You know, study, show yourself approved. And go around talking folly and pushing yourself to the world in folly. You know, yeah. Man say, be intelligent. Intelligent means have information when you talk. And if you don't know what you're talking, go find out, go read, go research. Or ask, and it shall be given. Seek, and you shall find. But if you don't know, shut up. It's better to be quiet than to don't talk nothing. You're saying something that don't mean nothing, that don't have no source, no. It's best to be quiet until you find something to say. And we call that an intelligent conversation, a conversation that has intel, information that can be utilized for the betterment and upliftment of Black people. But when you're talking folly, it's better to shut up. Yeah. Yes, Royal family, Black again. So look to the heavens declare the glory of God and the handiworks, you know, his handiworks, you know. Jah created all things. So there's no limit to what you see in those in the realms of God. Don't let the evil wide world, the social media and the media manipulate your mind, you know, to tell you what you're seeing. You know, it's best to do the research. Like I say, if you even don't believe the Bible, check the ancient civilizations. They would tell you they see angels, bro. They ain't see aliens. Yeah, the Egyptians never write and say, hey, we saw aliens. You know, they say they saw angels. The angels of Thoth. Yeah, these angels they was dealing with, not aliens. So seal up, one love, give thanks for the like. You know, the 2 likes. I always appreciate when you show your appreciation for the video. Give thanks for those who presently watching, the 7 watching. Give thanks for Emmanuel, the 7. Those who stay with I this far in the video. Give thanks for those who commented in the comment section. I appreciate your comments. No matter what, we give thanks. Everyone have a right to their own opinion. Let your opinion go to the winds. Give thanks for the facts that we bring on the station based on common sense. We give thanks for the Bible, what the Emperor Rastafari gave unto I and I. You know, the man tell us our rally in Refuge Point. Yes, Royal Family, Twixt 7. We got another 7 there. Give thanks, Royal Family. Yeah, come right in with the 7 people watching in this time. You know, we give thanks, you know, Emmanuel is the 7th Christ returning this time for I and I. You know, to gather out, say, Israel. You know, and, you know, when you... No, say you check in the prophecy, yeah, Christ already returned, so it's just the judgment now, you know, and then the nations gather themselves, and then we all return to Africa, and, you know, and yeah, the Africans rule again, like we rule in the beginning. As it was in the beginning, it is now and ever shall be. Yeah, they manipulating you thinking they ruling the world, but the Africans rule the world. We were the first people on the planet. It's just common sense. You see what I'm saying? With the things I just say, like you don't have to be a professor in a college. You just use common sense. If black people were the first people on the planet, they own it. Then Chinese, white, and Indians come out of us. They are children. Your children can't own you. But the Bible say your children could own you. Yeah, the Bible say that children shall rule over them. And the Europeans ruling over black people right now. And they are children. That's the Bible tell us so. That's why I love the Bible. It helps me to get through life. Understand why a bunch of white people are ruling over me, the first man on the planet. It's a punishment. So, but the punishment is over because, Selassie come and restore us. He restores us as the original kings of the earth. All the other nations have to bow down to us now. Say, yeah, they're the original gods. All the history leads back to Africa. They can't go about it. Even they talk about South America, when you put the planet back together, South America is still a part of Africa. It's not a part of Europe. Yeah, North America is a part of Europe and Canada. South America, Chile, and all of those pyramids, if you take the continent of South America and you put it together with the continent of Africa and you match them, yeah, South America and Africa is one country before the continents drift apart. North America and Russia and Canada and Europe, they one people. They are White Caucasus Mountains. We from the south. Yeah, creation started in the south, not in the north. We didn't come out of ice. Yeah. We come from the center. I mean, we come out of ice, but we come to the center heat. We come to the equator. We melt the ice around us. That's why ice is all around us. But where we live as humans, Earth, it's melted waters. The Bible says he melted the waters and set them up in chambers, which you call the ice, Antarctic, those big ice shelves. That's what God stored the ice waters so we could have somewhere to live. We have dry land. If you release all them ice waters, all this land can get covered up. Only Ethiopia will be sticking out. That's the highest region. It's higher than the shelves. It's higher than Antarctica and south, what they call the Arctic Circle. You see, so yes, Royal family. Just as I sit here today, great people in leadership, they know exactly what I'm talking about. 33-degree Masons, they know just what I'm talking about. Yeah, they're like, yeah, Bubba know what's going on. But the thing what they put on TV and what they teach you in school, that's something different. That's masonry. That's trickery. They tell you these things to put you in their new world. Their new world is based on a crust ball, and you go off into space and gravity. That's their new world. But the ancient world, they're flat, man. That's surrounded by ice and da-da-da. Anyway, Black again. Raising up there. Shalom, shalom. Bless up. Love, 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 love. Heart of love. Give thanks for everyone. Big up London. Big up everyone in the European region. Say we first rule Europe, as the Moors, as the Black Moors. That's before Gehazi come along, before the white men them come out the Caucasus Mountains. They were way beyond the walls, you know what I mean? But the black man ruled Europe for many years. But in this time, Europe is for the Europeans, the white men, that's, could have Europe. China is for the Chinese, India for the Indian. Africa with the black African, that's straightforward. Anything outside of that, that's war and death and plagues and all kind of stuff. I repeat, China for the Chinese, India for the Indians, Europe for the Europeans, Black Africa for Black Africans, the West for the Caribs. Anything outside of that is death and destruction. There's no other resolution. There is out of cost. There's too much injustice. There's too much manipulation through supremacy, colonialism, imperialism, all that kind of stuff, religion and politics. It's too much of that. Yeah, when the earth is not about that right now. The earth is about balancing. So get with the balance or you get out of this earth. Yeah, everybody else gonna have to get out. You have to get with the balance. We about to balance things out. get things level, things smooth. Yeah, everything runs smooth, nice. How it's supposed to be, from creation. And we have the help of the holy angelic host of angels. We have the help of nature itself. And we have the help of the prayers of the saints. I, Selassie, Rastafari. Yes, royal family. Up your mighty race, my Lord. Each one teach one. Yeah, we uplift one another, Yeah. We here to uplift one another. Get a cold drink of water. We have water above us. We have water beneath us. I live on an island. I have water all around me. It's raining, so I have water falling on top of me. And I just had a bottle of water put inside of me. I'm the water man. Water's above, water beneath, water's all around me. It's raining, water's falling on me. You drink some water, water inside of me. Living waters. They run deep. Yeah. That's a different subject. The world ain't changed. We even is a different group of people. Our generation is a whole different group of people. We so different. We on a different meditation. Like the world is metaphysical. We see true things now. Like it's just changed so much, man. Education has given us the ability to do a lot, man. To get to know ourselves as gods, Yeah, man. We come from far. We come from, brutality and just a mixed up history, man. History of madness. Ancestors was mad. It was crazy people, man. Do a lot of crazy stuff. Even in Israel. In Israel, they was doing a lot of crazy stuff. Today we ain't trying to repeat that. Rastafari, the Bible tells us to leave the traditions of our fathers. Leave the tradition of your fathers and get with the reality. They suppress a lot of knowledge, hide a lot of truths in secret societies, under government, cover-ups and stuff. They do so much wickedness, man. But our generation, we can't keep that up. We got to be more honest, more loyal. We got to be more transparent about truth in life, We can't sweep stuff under the carpet like they've been doing for so many years. We got to be truthful and honest to live in a world like this, to survive. To survive on this planet, you got to be honest. You got to live in truth. The way they've been living, they've been tricking themselves. They've been lying themselves straight into hell. Yeah, our fathers, they cheat and they lie and they will tell they in trouble. You see how they got the world now? We going from sitting around fire and enjoying life and having fun and laughing to killing one another every day. Shooting one another every day, raping and girls selling their bodies, selling their private parts for phone cards and stuff. You know how precious a woman is? Her virginity in history of the world, you know how important that is? That's the only thing a woman have. When she gave that away, she had nothing else. But today you could buy a young girl a phone and you could take that. That's the world, our fathers. Satan descendants among us, corrupt us. Give thanks for Emmanuel. Emmanuel come to clean us up. You know, my brethren, he give us, I can leave with this one for sure. He gave me a word sound last night. My neighbor, Prophet China, Prophet Tyrone, that's his original name. He said to me, the brethren went into the dump and cleaned the garbage out. And when he said that, it's like, it didn't click to me. But when I really thought about it, I was like, what you just say? He said, the brethren went into the dump and cleaned the garbage up. So even though they made our world a dump, and we was born in a dump, we still could clean the garbage up. It's not too late. We could clean the garbage up. All this illusion, lies, and things, we gotta get rid of it. If you can't see it, stop believing in it. Stop letting people trick you. Tell you all kind of things. And then you don't research and check for yourself. We gotta stop living in a world like that. Live for truth so you can understand what the world is about, where we going and what we supposed to be doing. To enjoy this. We spend most of our life trying to figure out how to live before we even get to enjoy it. And what we call enjoying life, that's not... I enjoy my life. I live in my best life. There's no one on this planet can say they live in their best life. No one. I don't care how rich you is. You can't be living your best life because the earth is in its worst condition. So you can't live your life in a world that's in its worst condition. You don't even know what a good life is. Because you grew up in a world that is a dump. The world is a dump. The food is fake. The medication is killing people. It's toxic. The religions are fake. The politicians are liars. The teachers are instigators of bigger politicians and bankers and people who want to manipulate people with false education. The world is a dump. So you can live your best life in a dump. That's why Christ promised us a new heaven and a new earth. Then you will live your best life. Man, all this dump, all this garbage is cleaned up. From I was a child, they tell me vote. I was living in a country with politicians who was lying every 5 years. How I can live my best life around lying politicians, homosexuals, killers, murderers, nasty people, throwing their garbage and their stuff all over the place, all over the yard, Pampers and female menstrual pads and all these stuff, Bubba. How you can live your best life? Rats in the kitchen in some of the biggest restaurants in the world. You was eating in a 5-star hotel and rats in the kitchen, bro. I work in a 5-star hotel. I work as a waiter. I gone in them nasty kitchen. You can't get rats from around all that meat and pork and garbage out in the back of the hotel where the guests can't see. You know, anybody who work for a hotel, for a restaurant, you know the parts where the guests can't see. When you go in the back in the kitchen, all that muck and the grease and yeah. But people go in a restaurant, they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on these meals and say they living their best life. But you eating. So yes, Royal family, besides angels and them lying to us about aliens, you know, we don't know what life is. We never enjoy life yet. We had some good times. We laugh. You know, we play. You know, we had some good times. But to say live our best life, impossible. Not in this world here, never. Songwriter said, this world is not my home. I am only passing by. I can't feel at home in this world anymore. You know what? When you feel at home, that means you're comfortable, you're happy, you're living your best life. But the writer said, I can't feel at home, bro, in this world anymore. How the hell I can feel at home in this tormented, wicked, fake food, fake medicine? I mean, come on. That's not even a real world. So what is to be so comfortable about that? People persecuting you because you smoke weed and all these different things. You got to wonder if the feds going to knock on your door at night. What is people talking about? Living their best life. Some of these stars, the white cops killing them all over the streets. Their children is born a boy, but now turned to a girl. How could you be living your best life in your whole world in chaos? I have to tell you. What I tell you. People say they live in their best life. Rich community, right on the side of the community, a bunch of poor people. That's your best life. You passing poor people on the streets every day, children can't eat, but you live in your best life. You live in a selfish life, but not the best one. Your best life is not even having poverty around you, not even having suffering people around you. Your best life is when everyone can be equal as you, and as happy as you are, and as rich as you are, and whatever you is. That's what you call your best life. You know, but in Babylon, they got everybody on the internet. I live in my best life. I'm in a hotel. I'm in this and that. Yeah, and the world only can get worse, so we don't even need to be hearing that right now, because ain't no such thing as best life around here. Yeah, Babylon fallen, so yeah, the best life for us right now is to live the priesthood, to live in the scriptures, to live according to the prophecy. That's our best life. You know, it's the best of it right there, to know the truth and know what's going on. Yeah, because all of them out there who think they live in their best life, yeah, they can get the best judgment they ever get to. When they find out the end of that road, you say end of that road leads to what? Destruction, and many find that way. Yeah, they live their best life and lead to destruction. Love, Rastafari. Love, love, love. Reason of no end. Heart to love, royal family. Yes, royal family. Yeah, man. We have to take the good. King Emmanuel tell us, take the good and let go of the bad. So in this time, Satan is giving us good and evil knowledge. When you was children, you had people coming to you telling you to go do evil things. And you had people come telling you to do good things. That's the knowledge of the tree of good and evil. You have to take the good and let go of the bad things you've been taught. I've been taught a lot of bad things from my youth. I have to let them go. Every day fight to let them go. You let them go. All your fears, all these things they teach you, they bad things. Things what the Bible teach you, what the Black Christ teach us, King Emmanuel Charles Edwards say the good things. We hold on to them. We let all the other stuff go, said the Black Christ. So Emmanuel alive. Last CI, ja. Rastafari guy roll another spliff. Probably get a little some of the Yule. All this reason and get my appetite going a little bit. I eat some before I come reason, but yeah, it's like this feasting going on. So yeah, we just gonna eat something and fill up ourselves and burn another kite. I probably gonna be back on a little YouTube and watch some stuff. You know, yeah, I probably come here once later. We can see how it go. I ain't making no promises. Because like I said, I just get caught up in a lot of stuff and I don't want, you know, to not be here. But at the same time, I don't want to say I'm gonna be here and then, you know, I'm not here for you guys. I want to do a video from Levites to Melchizedek. I did a couple of videos before that on the Levite priest, different from the Melchizedek, but, you know, we came a long way as priests, in this time, from ancient days, from the first priest, Melchizedek, the first Christ on earth, you see. But anyway, that's another video. We'll see how it go. But anyway, quite a few stuff for us to reason about. And as I say, as it come together, as it come into fulfillment, as it come to the point where I can bring it to ones and ones, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come here. I'm going to bring it with word, song, power. We're going to try and make some sense of what's going on, and we're going to walk in the Black Christ teachings. We're going to listen to each other. We're going to learn from each other. We respect each other, yeah. And then we could get something out of this. We could get some good, out of the good, and let go the bad, you see. So, yes, Royal Family, another video with the priest. Give thanks for the 6 likes. Give thanks for those who stay until this time. We've been 2 hours and 10 in. Reason of no end. Time is shortened. I don't know where 2 hours gone. Feel like we just was reasoning 5 minutes ago, and now we 2 hours into the video. Sometimes when I go to my video page and I'm like, priest, you was talking for 2 hours. And I was like, wow, how did I do that? You know what I mean? Rastafari, like, how did I sit there and just talk for 2 hours, bro? What was I talking about? So sometimes I gotta go watch the video again because, just the reason, and, it's just like, we go from one thing and then the Spirit is ministering through truth, and then one truth leads to another truth, and, it brings down another lie, and it brings down another lie, and, you end up in a spiritual battle right within the reasoning we have here. We just be battling Babylon. We just be tearing on those spiritual walls, those lies, that been cramping and, controlling this earth, even from the time of the fallen angels, Azazel, even from the time of Lucifer himself. Yeah, until now. Royal Family, reason no have no end, I just don't want to leave, but, like I say, reason no have no end, I'm going to keep a balance, and, we could reason another time. I appreciate everyone, up in London, Africa, China, America, worldwide, all of those on different time zones. I know in London right now, one should be fireball more into the night season. Even in Africa, same said way, one should be more into the night season, around that 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock hour, somewhere around there. Up here where we around the 3, 4, 5 o'clock hour evening time. I actually thought about you guys, believe it or not. I thought about you guys living all around the world. And I'm like, hey, Bobo, sometimes you got to do your videos like 3 o'clock in the day. Sometimes you got to do them 10 o'clock at night. Sometimes you got to do them 2 o'clock in the morning, because we have different viewers who live in different parts of the world, who are up different times of the day. And then a lot of people want to participate. A lot of people want to come in and sit in with the priest and reason. And, I want to make that available. So that's why I say it's no set time here. My shows are not 8 o'clock on Wednesdays or, 9 o'clock on Sabbaths or something. No, we don't have, as the Spirit lead, when I say the Spirit, the word, the life, my life itself, when I'm allowed to, when I have the accessibility, spiritually and temporarily, I can bring these videos in the right time for the right people. You could have 1 million people listening to you, but your message is not important until you find the person that understands what you're talking about. Well, Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Rastafari, peace and love, red, black, and green. Marcus I, Selassie I, Rastafari, Jeremiah is the prophet. Messiah Gavi is his name. He bore the witness of niggas, Jah wonders to proclaim. Oh, Jah Rastafari, Messiah Gavi is his name. Oh, Jah Rastafari, Messiah Gavi is his name. Well, Jeremiah is the prophet. Marcus Messiah is his John. Marcusai, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, chants of the glory, chants of the light, chants of the light, like a mighty angel, moving on the line, on the line. Have a talk with me, guys, on the royal telephone. Chants of the glory, chants of the light, chants of the light, chants of the glory, Papa chants of the light. I and I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Give thanks for the red, black, and green. 5-point star line, symbol, our symbol. State banner flying high. The red, gold, and green. 5-point star, our symbol. 5-point star. Man said this banner shall never separate. Church and state is one. And this time, Most High, Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari. We would not be a nation without a country. John Marcusai, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. There are many more cubs in the fold. Prophet John Marcusai, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Marcus Messiah Garvey, Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari, ancient black prophet, greatest prophet ever walked the earth. Marcus Messiah Garvey, the same John the Revelator. And this time, Jeremiah, the mighty prophet. Marcusai, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, peace and love, all of the love. True Jah probably try to come on later. True Jah, art of celebration. Like I said, when things get irie, I have some plans for the channel. Like, days like this, at a Rocka Bingy, and enough time we could just sit down and, burn a kite and leave the forum open, listen to some Bingy and just tune in. So enough things upcoming for the, the channel. We're going to utilize it, The man say, work what we have and improve on it. Man say, we must embrace, the world of intelligence, Rasta, the world of technology. Marcus tell us we must meet them on the heights of science. We must come up there, education-wise, even in the utilization of everything that is afforded to us, for the benefit of I and I as a people. So we do glorify that we gotta use this YouTube and the internet, and this new world technology for I and I for come for a reason, for the benefit of ourselves as black people. Like I say, through the tree of knowledge and good and evil, you could use this phone to go look up evil and go keep up evil. Or you could use this phone for do good and for bring good across the earth. You see, that's a choice we have to make within ourselves. Which tree we can eat off. We eat off the tree of life. It's the tree of good. It's the tree of Christ, the black Christ. Must die. Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari. So the man say, do good and put away evil, said the Most High. Most High, Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari. Peace and love and all of the love. Give thanks for the love, the man love. He ever give us from creation. God is love, so let us love. The 10 Commandments is love. When a man say, kill, no steal, no covet your neighbor, all that is love. Exodus 20, Exodus 30 and 1. Approaching Sabbath to, come in, to more preparation Friday. So we give thanks, for the celebration going through it tonight. Baba Hill, Four Corner, Marcus Garvey celebration, peace and love, Naya Bingi drum, the beautiful banners of love, 7 priests on altar Melchizedek chanting, Rahab in Babylon this time. to go forth in a mighty whirlwind or a storm. So we give thanks, for all universal Black supremacy work, righteousness and salvation through the Black Christ teachings, through the Black Christ kingdom come on earth, a ever-living kingdom, a kingdom that shall never vanish, as the evil white world is vanishing before us, Britain and America, and all these nations, Man say, put them in fear, Lord, that the nations will know themselves to be born men. Sila! Selassie! Rastafari, joy in Holy Mount Zion, Most High Jehovah. Jah Rastafari, Black ever-living King, I, Selassie. Jah Rastafari, first ancient King of creation, King Alpha and Queen Omega, beginning without end, protectorate of all human fate and ruler of the universe, the Black universe, from Cape to Cairo, world universally, earth, sky, and sea, four winds, east, west, north, and south, said the Black I am, Jehovah. Jah Rastafari, as mountain is around Jerusalem, so is the Lord God Rastafari around about his people. Let a man go forth before us and subdue our enemies, and tell everyone submit themselves with pieces of silver. He scattered the nations, the people that delight in war, said the Most High, Britain, America, Russia, Ukraine. Scatter these nations, most mighty, delight in war, Most High. Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari, peace within thy walls, prosperity within thy palaces. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem, they shall prosper. They love thee, I and I, the Black host of Israelite. Most High, Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari, man say, some say they are Israel, they are Jews, but they are not. They are the synagogue of Satan. So we bind the false Jews in this time, the fake sodomite Jews in this time. We call for the Black house of Israelite, the true Black Hebrews. According to Deuteronomy 20:8, when a man say, we shall and we shall overcome. We shall come out of these times of slavery. We shall be, back in our own vine, our own big tree, to walk upon our own land. Man say no one can stop this, because they're to all white and black oppressors, four corner earth, with no partiality. No partiality, whether by an earthquake, whether by a lightning, whether by a fire, whether by a tsunami, whether by a war, whether by a plague, whether by a pestilence in the bellies of the beast, in the depths of the sea, said the Most High, Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say on the Lord, said the Black I am, Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari. Peace and love, holy love. 7 priests declare the glory of God upon the golden altar of the Melchizedek. What you don't have from one priest, you will have from another, said the I am. Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Peace and love, holy love. Give thanks for everyone. Big up yourself, your prophet. Aman, big up yourself, Prophet Twix. Big up yourself, Anthony. Big up yourself in this judgment, Jah, Rastafari. Holy love, soldiers. Yeah, man, love yourself. Hold firm where you will is, Jah. Hold firm. Empress, God, Goddess, Prince and Princess, hold firm in Emmanuel, hold firm in the Bible, hold firm in Selassie teaching, hold firm in Marcus teaching, hold firm in Empress Menon teaching, hold firm in the Black teachings, hold firm in the Black true teaching, and the Black philosophy, the Black culture, the Black curriculum, the Black spirit, the Black ancient of days, the Black king, I Black king of Israel, Black King Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, Songs of Solomon 1. Solomon said, they hate me because I'm the blackest of all my brothers and sisters, because the sun had burnt my skin. Sun burnt face, I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, ancient gods of Akebulan, ancient gods of Black Jerusalem, Black Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, ancient of days, the city of the great king, King Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, triple crown, God, God in 3 person, prophet, priest, and king, man, woman, and children kingdom. From generation to generation, the man bring all man through reincarnation. Most High, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. So peace and love, God is love, so let us love. Black again, black. Black heart, super black heart, very black heart, very black again.